Hey everybody, this is JP from Cognitions, Speaking the Unspeakable with JP and Stacy D. And today is June 19th, 2021. This is Juneteenth. So I wanted to say happy Juneteenth to everybody. Juneteenth has now become a national holiday. On Thursday, couple of days ago, it was officially signed into law by President Joe Biden. It passed unanimously in both the House and the Senate, which is a little shocking during these times. And you all know why I'm saying that. And so this is an absolutely wonderful thing that day, Thursday, federal employees were immediately notified that they would be off the next day because Juneteenth is a federal holiday. Now, here's what I want everybody to think about. I want us to appreciate the irony of this because I know plenty of African American folks who work for the federal government. And so the irony of this is that black folks were off yesterday, paid to be at home receiving payment for not working in celebration of Juneteenth, which is a holiday commemorating the Emancipation Proclamation being fully enforced. Okay? And so you have black folks being paid to have a day off to celebrate the end of slavery, which was over 200 years of being forced to work on plantations for free. You got to appreciate the irony of that. Okay, so let's take a look at Juneteenth. For those of you who are not that familiar with what exactly is Juneteenth, let's kind of go through the timeline here. Juneteenth is commemorates the actual ending of slavery. All right. In April of 1861, the Civil War started. In 1863, Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which essentially said slavery is abolished. But the Civil War was still going on. So the South was like, I do not care what President Lincoln said, we are not setting our slaves free. And so you have the Emancipation Proclamation being signed in 1863. The Civil War ended in 1865 in April. Juneteenth, which is June 19th, 1865, is the date that Union soldiers arrived in Galveston, Texas. Okay, because at the time that the Civil War ended, a lot of the slave states went ahead and let their slaves go free. Texas, on the other hand, was like, we're not doing it. And so Union troops, officers, arrived in Galveston. And this, what I'm about to explain this is my take on Juneteenth and how Juneteenth came to be. Let me say, this is not something that was passed down through my family line, a story that was passed down through my family line. Like, we are not the Haleys, okay? My family has not tracked our history all the way back to slavery, okay? My family's doing good to keep track of what happened last week. So But this is my interpretation of what I believe likely happened Juneteenth, 1865. Union soldiers, they head to Galveston, Texas. Okay. So they show up at the plantations. And they looking out. And so they ask the plantation owners, evil, malicious, vicious slaveholders, what the hell's going on down here? Why them black people out there working in them fields? Slaveholders, they slaves. That's what they supposed to do. So Union officers like, Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation 2 years ago. The war is over. And you lost the war. What the hell are them black people doing out in them fields working? So slaveholders is like, they slaves, they working. So Union officers is like, are you paying them black people to work in them fields? Slaveholders, hell no. Over my dead body, I'll pay them to work them fields. They gonna work them fields because they slaves. So Union officer said, listen, I'm gonna tell you this here one time and one time only. The war is over and you lost. We whooped y'all's asses and you gonna set them black people free. If you don't set them black people free, our troops are going to come back down here and whoop your ass again. And this time, we're going to burn this bitch to the ground. Set them free. And there you have Juneteenth. The Union officers informed the slaves, you all are free. You do not have to work in those fields. You are free. Because they actually did not know. They didn't know. And anyone who has watched the show, because I'm covering this on our YouTube channel because we didn't have time to cover this on the radio show. But those of you who have watched the radio show, you are well aware that over the past few months, the vast majority of the incidents of racial tension, when we do our segment called Mental Health and Illness in the News, multiple stories are out of Texas. So you should not be surprised that I am telling the story of how Juneteenth came to be and the role that Texas played in that. Regardless of that, happy Juneteenth to everyone. This is absolutely wonderful. It commemorates the actual ending of slavery for the last of our ancestors who were enslaved. So this is a wonderful day. I hope you all are having a wonderful Juneteenth. You guys take care. Bye-bye.